What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We get a little live before lock coming at you. We've got a fresh off a birthday, George. How are we doing?
I'm feeling older. That's how I can
Yeah.
only describe myself. I'm now closer to 30 than I am to 20, which feels horrendous to say, really. But yes, yeah, we're there for
I am so much older than you, George. Uh,
it.
all right, listen, we got a lot to dive into today. We had some fun updates. Well, I think they're fun. Over from our friends over at Sorare. I'll spend like a few minutes here up top. We can just hit this quickly. But in order to qualify, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag updates right in there into the chat. Fire it away, fire it away. Yeah, so real quick, Sorare came out with some updates. First time we've heard from them. It feels like in a while with some like meaningful stuff, right? We see that they updated the points cap here for underdog and for contender. Champions staying the same. We're seeing they're adding some tier ones and tier twos to the limited underdog and rare underdog prize pool, which we love. Thank God we're getting some more primary credits, baby. Some primary market credits. So all of that stuff I think is like pretty positive. And then the special weeklies are back, baby. We're finally getting some special weekly, and they're even doing it in the commons, which we love to see, right? So we get some Eastern Conference play, and then, of course, we're going to get some minimum 3 current season cards, which I guess really shouldn't be surprising at this point. And the prizes look pretty solid in there too for this competition, right? So we get some tier ones. We've got some ETH2 in the expert category. I don't know how I know it's like a lot of information that you just took in for the very first time. How are you feeling about a lot of it?
Yeah, I was saying to Mike beforehand, I haven't actually had a chance to read through the full update yet. But on like skimming it looks pretty positive. I can't lie.
Yeah.
There's a few like I'm gonna wait to see what the new rare champion reward structure looks like. For example,
Sure.
it's a lot of just base level stuff. I want to drill down to it and see what it looks like. But on general sort of a skim, it looks like a lot of things that we were moaning about have been implemented. So we'll wait and see how this works. The primary market credits, there's now a lot of them that are going to be hitting. Like beforehand, it was a small amount. Now this is going in every competition. So this is going to be very interesting to see what it does on the balance between the primary market and the secondary market, which already has a bit of a skew.
Yeah.
How that's going to play out. But we'll wait and see.
Have you won a primary market credit yet?
No, I'm actually proud enough to say that I've only ever been good enough to actually win a card or bad enough to win nothing entirely. So I've not actually won the credits yet. But
I think I've won 2. I've yet to use it. Just because I don't do a lot of the auction buying at this point. At the beginning of the season, you talked me into it, and now it's just like most of the time I'm like, oh, I need this card. I don't need it 12 hours from now. So most of the buying happens on secondary.
My issue with this is it's great. Well, I haven't looked into it too much, but it feels like if you neglect the secondary market too much, then you have a bigger issue than if there's no one buying primary cards in general. Right. Because if they still make money on the secondary market. They've got a 5% tax there. I don't know why if they're worried about it in that regard, maybe bump the tax a little bit and try and encourage the secondary market a bit more. But we'll wait and see. We'll set again. I said this when the first one come out. Give it like 5 to 10 game weeks. Let it bed in, settle in, and then you'll get an understanding and of a feel. But the underdog stuff is great. Now, if you actually win underdog, you can win the best card in the game, which is what it should have been. And in contender now, there's going to be a little bit extra juice if you're just falling outside the way. So,
do you think they saw Spicer's tweet today and they were like, "We got to fix this"?
I mean, look, we can meme the Spicer stuff, but if it comes down to the point where it's constructive criticism in one way or another, they're going to listen to a guy with a gallery that size. It's
absolutely,
what comes to it. So the positive one as well is actually that the common stuff, there is going to be those special weeklies each week.
Yeah, that's
the common stuff was being neglected so much, and it is the fundamental game. So it's good to see that that's back. I'm happy that they've nerfed limited tip off. They've reduced the amount of cards that are in there and the scoring bonus, because that was one of the key drivers where people were making multi-accounts and farming rewards through that way.
Right.
So I'm glad they've nipped that in the bud. It should be a little small reward pool as an incentive to get your first card and go in, and then you move into contender. But I'm glad to see a lot of these.
Borland was asking when they are going into effect. You see game week 29 and 30 up there, and that's when That's when we'll start cooking. I'm sure we'll talk more about this the next time we fire up a little Sorare Sharps too. I want to make sure we get into some of these projections, but overall, I mean, still, I think it's a pretty positive thing. We're just looking for
Yeah.
any sort of update. That was kind of, and it addressed a lot of the stuff that we.
So. Well, it's not any sort of update. It was an actual update, and this is a proper update. So that's I think is another key thing.
Totally agree. All right, we have 64 entrants already. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag updates into the chat. That will get us in. That'll get you in for a rare tier card giveaway that we're going to do here at the end of the stream. I'm going to do some rapid fire injury news stuff here and try to get us caught up. We'll do a quick refresh over here at Underdog. So as you can see, Joel Embiid already ruled out. I think he can only miss like 6 more games, and then he's
5.
Out.
Yeah,
5 is at 5. Giannis is probable tonight, battling a cold. LeBron and AD both questionable yet again. I guess that a little extra of a Q tag considering they played double overtime on Saturday, but it's not like it's a back-to-back. LaMelo Ball just got ruled out. Donovan Mitchell should be good to go. Porzingis just got ruled out. Didn't even see that. Maxi's got a Q tag. Harris has got a Q tag. He said he's going to start. He's going to try to play. Memphis is down incredibly bad. So Vince Williams is questionable. John Conchar is doubtful. Zaire Williams is doubtful. And so is Luke Kennard has already been ruled out. So they've got like 9 dudes. And get ready for my Scottie Pippen Jr. takes. Ben Simmons is back for tonight, most likely out the next 72 games after that. Yusuf Nurkic is questionable. Evan Mobley's back. I totally missed this. Mobley's back.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even see that tweet. Mike Conley's still questionable. Markelle Fultz has been ruled out. Brogdon's questionable. And then there you go. Luke Kennard, Conchar, and then Derrick Jones Jr. questionable. Although I'm glad Derrick Jones Jr. is questionable. It looked like he snapped his wrist in that game the other day. So I'm just going to double check here on Underdog. Miles Turner is. Oh, this is for tomorrow.
Miles Turner is just.
I know, down so bad.
Yeah.
I saw that. Halliburton is. Looks like Halliburton's going to be good to go for tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else here. Expect Mobley's going to be on a 20 to 24 minute limit, so don't get too wild with that. RJ Barrett's already been ruled out for Tuesday. Emmanuel Quickly's doubtful for tomorrow. Jakob Poeltl might be back. DeAndre Hunter might be back. DeJounte Murray's got a Q tag for tomorrow. I think that's it. I think that's like most of the stuff. I guess before we get into projections, how are you feeling about the slate as a whole today?
It's going to be a humongous scoring game week again. There's so many good teams as well that have got 3 games. So don't be like put off if you don't hit a reward this week. Like, no, that's it. I'm done with season 2 now. It's going to be a tough one to hit rewards this week. So it's going to be hard.
I totally agree with this. It does feel like it's going to be sneaky hard in this one. All right, so let's dive into some of these projections here. And as always, again, if this is your first time here, we're going to go through kind of rung by rung, 0 through 10 cap, and then work our way up. If you guys have questions, I'll get to them after we fire in, after we get through some of these projections. Taco Slayer, dude, yes, all the Raptors are out and Scotty's still going to let you down. That just like killed me this past game week. But what was nice about this game week is it was over for me pretty quickly. And I was like, okay, I don't even have to be hurt. It was done. And then what did I win? I won a Spencer Dinwiddie, or as Kuzma would say, Din Shitty. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Julian Phillips, I don't know you, sir. So I'm not going to talk about him. You got Grady Dick as a cap of 7, projection of 9. I will say, let me just double check to make sure this hasn't been updated since then, because I don't know if this is going to have all of the Memphis updates, because I know that kind of came fast and furious here at the end of the day. You got Davion Mitchell down here. So Scott, I just want to talk about Scottie Pippen quickly. Scottie Pippen Jr. has a cap of 7, and I know it's a little risky here. I just don't know who the Grizzlies have to play tonight. Like if they're going to be missing all of those guys, there's definitely some risk there, but a cap of 7, projection of 16. I think he's got like a ceiling of 25, especially if Conchar misses too. Like people are going to have to play minutes. Down here, we still Davion Mitchell projects okay. And then Drew Eubanks, he gets a little bit of boost if Nurkic is out. Daniel House is not that good. If Maxey, I don't think you can play Daniel House this week. And then Javon Carter here, the cap of 10, projection of 16. I feel like you normally, George, stay away from these 0 to 10 guys. How are we feeling?
This year in particular, I've
Yeah.
stayed away from these 0 to 10s. They've just not been as enticing. And that's not like a Sorare thing. That's just in general. We've never found like none of these sort of players in this realm have been good plays this year, it seems. I don't mind Javon Carter on the back-to-back because they've got the back-to-back this game week. And I actually don't hate the Daniel House Jr. He is at 9, which is a bit too much for me. Like if he was in that 5 realm, then yeah. But because they've got 3 games this week, maybe there's a bit more to it. But none of them really stand out as massive plays.
Yeah, I think again, I think I'm going to plant my flag on Scottie Pippen Jr. I'm going to run him out in a couple of lineups, in contender lineups, not in champion lineups. But that's about it. All right, so 11. We saw Grant Williams drop a 60 something this after I think he scored 27 real points, had some blocks and steals. He just went off. He's got a cap of 11, a projection of 17. He actually, if Derrick Jones Jr. misses, I do like Grant a little bit better. I know he's already out there, but he's going to have to do more if he misses. In this range, you see Precious Achiuwa. So a lot of Knicks are going to pop this game week. We have, and what I like, and I don't like this for Knicks fans or for Julius Randle, but if you were like, oh man, I'm in a pinch this game week, you're not like overpaying for one game week. I think for the next like 3 or 4 weeks, you get to roll these guys out there, which is nice. But Precious here, cap of 13, projects for 22. And then you're going to see Jaden Hardy is fine. Moses Moody's not back yet. Keep an eye on that. Conchar again would have been a smash, but now it looks like he's going to be down to 1 game this game week. In the 15 range, Jonathan Isaac is jumping off the projections, which makes me nervous. Quentin Grimes, another Nick. Reggie Jackson projects really well. I don't know if they just think he's going to get extra run. Then Bilal Coulibaly, he's kind of like carved out a nice role for himself with the Wizards. Cole Anthony, Eric Gordon. We get up to that 18 range, nothing really there. 19, you see Markelle Fultz. He's already been ruled out, though, and I got burned by that this past game week. And then there you go, Josh Hart right there, cap of 20, projection of 29. How are we feeling from that 10 to 20 range?
So my favorite play from here as like a little, like, not a gamble one, because I still think he'll project kind of well, but just not at the top. I like a bit of QG action this week.
Quinn Grimes?
3 games. Yeah, 3 games. He hasn't had a big pop-out game yet. Maybe this would be the week that you take the gamble on him. If not, then you can go for your traditionals, your Paul Reeds, your Jared Vanderbilts. Josh Hart, obviously, now going to probably be playing a little more of that. Not that small ball 5, but he'll be in and around there, especially at a cap of 20. So there's a few more. David Roddy, I like as well from Memphis. So I think there's a few guys around there that you can definitely play. This is a better region to live in than 0 to 10.
Yeah, I think so too. I really feel comfortable with the Knicks because of the games they have this game week, but also like Tibbs likes to run his guys into the ground. And one of Josh, because Dante was already starting, right? So Josh Hart probably moves into the starting lineup, or Precious Achiuwa. So that means now, like, you've got those 5, and then your 2 bench guys, or one of those 2 plus Quentin Grimes. Like, they're just going to get a lot of minutes. So I feel pretty comfortable with those 2. I think it's figuring out the Memphis pieces and the Knicks pieces this game week is the one. I love that Roddy call. I actually purchased him today, and then it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is a great value. I got to get this guy. And then it just like didn't make sense for my lineup. I'm like, okay, well. What a dumbass. But that's the 10 to 20 range. Oh, we got a Strad sighting. Let's go, Strad. All right, let's move up here into the 20 to 30 range. We're going to see in the 21 range, you see Max Strus, Santi Aldama, again, another Grizzly. I love Santi, especially if Conchar misses too. I know it's not the same position, but he's just going to have to do so much. Only fear is they get blown out. But even if they get blown out, they still got to play 5 guys. Kappa 22 here. So Luke Kennard is out. We already know that. So you still get 1 game if you want to be risky. Oh, let's do a drop for our guy, PJ Washington, who dropped an absolute hammer this past game week.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
So this PJ projection was pre LaMelo being ruled out. So PJ is going to be, PJ was already a pretty solid play. I think you could boost his projection up over 31, maybe give him an extra few points. And then Ben Simmons, baby, cap of 23, projects for 15 points. Don't play Ben Simmons. Spencer Dinwiddie pops a little bit. We get into the 24 range. We see Cam Johnson, Draymond Green. I gave you a shout out, I think, on Friday for the Draymond call. You mentioned him like way before he was even back, just like scooping him up. Nick Richards has been playing really well. Aaron Gordon projects okay. 25 range, you see Brogdon, who's questionable tonight. Wendell Carter Jr., I think, is a solid play. You got Reeves and Westbrook. 27 range, you see the Dante DiVincenzo. I will say the difference in projections between Momentum Labs and Top Tier Projection. There's like a 12-point difference in projection here between those two. I'm rolling with some Dante. You got Daniel Gafford, DeAndre Ayton, who's strung together a couple good games. Brandon Miller continues to pop. Derek White, Jalen Green, who's had back-to-back good games. Anthony Simon's cap is still only 29, which is criminal. And then the 30 range, Jeremy Sohan's been playing awesome. He doesn't project great, but he's been playing really well. And Jakob Poeltl and Drew Holiday. What about that 20 to 30 range? How are we feeling over there?
Yeah, I mean, normally I haven't trusted Derek White really this year, but on 3 games, I think I'm going to roll him out. I think I'd kind of be stupid not to at 28. I don't get the DiVincenzo one. I've seen him popping on a few other projection sites. I don't understand that must be where these projection sort of monitorings come in. I don't get the 45 for him, but 3 games is probably where it's going to lean into it for. I don't like Brandon Miller as a play as well this week, but yeah.
I mean, Brandon Miller, just because no LaMelo and they've traded away Terry, so he's still going to pop. For me, I'm buying into the Dante stuff a little bit. I think 45 is high, but I think like the 38 to 40 range makes sense. Only because there's only 2 guys on the Knicks team that take shots, and now half of those are gone. And I do think like someone is going to have to take some shots. I think Brunson is like maybe the best play this game week in that range because he's going to have to do so much. But yeah, that's a pretty big gap though. So someone will be able to take victory laps soon. Anybody else that we needed to touch on in that range before I jump up to the 30 to 40?
No, I mean, I'm playing in one of my lineups. I'm playing a Draymond Green this week. I know he's got 1, but the reason I'm doing this, and I said it on my stream earlier today, because he has 1 game this week and so many have 2 and even 3, I don't think many people are going to run a Draymond Green. Yeah, I think he'll do really well against Philly tonight. So I think as that sort of, if you try and look at it in that different perspective, yeah, it's a gamble, but I think it could pay off. So if you were thinking about doing it, then maybe ride the trade with me. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the uniqueness of it. All right, the cap at Devin Vassell continues to project pretty well, and I feel like he never gets there, but he's going to cap at 31, projection 37. Jimmy Butler. It's crazy to see Devin Vassell popping more than Jimmy Butler. Then 32 range, we see Zion Williamson. I can't believe his cap's all the way down to 30. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's in the 33 range. Tyler Hero and OG Anunoby both project pretty well in that range. Anthony Edwards, his cap is down to 33. We'll share our lineups after this because I splashed around after winning some underdog this weekend. So that's take the money that I win in underdog and lose it on So Rare. Porzingis just got ruled out, so keep that in mind. You have De'Aaron Fox's cap is still down in the 35 range. He projects for 42. And then you see Scotty Barnes up here, Miles Bridges. I'd actually give Miles Bridges like a 2 or 3 point bump now with no LaMelo. And then here you go, Harden, DeRozan, 39. I don't know. The one other thing, I'm just going to go find Jalen Brunson because I want to see what his projection looks like here. Cap of 44, projects for 47. I'm going to check one more thing because I really like, I think Brunson is just going to out. Yeah. So top tier has him for north of 60. I think Brunson is like the best play this week. And I don't think you should go buy him, but I think if you have him, you just let it rip. I don't know. How are you feeling about that range?
Yeah, the Bronson one, especially this week, is going to be I feel like in Red Champion, because the reward pool's so small, he's going to be the killer. Like, you need to have him or you're pretty much chalked. Yeah. Outside of that, I'll be honest, I haven't really looked in too much depth. I still like James Harden at 38. So, but obviously with the Clippers stuff, there's so many people, so many mouths to feed in that team. So it's probably only going to be those 2 is where I'd be living. I don't mind Chris Middleton as well. I will say that for the game against Portland, but yeah,
I like that too. All right, why don't we? I'm going to remind the people because we get a full house today, baby. We love to see it. If you're just joining us, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag updates into the chat, and that's going to get you a shot at winning a rare tier card. You're just going to like the stream, subscribe to our channel, and then put hashtag updates into the chat. George, because what we're going to do next is we'll get into the questions. But before we do that, you want to share screen and just kind of let's see what lineups you're rolling out?
Yeah, for sure. Afterwards. Let me get this. Yeah. Make sure I get the right one up. Where are we at? Here we are.
Here we go. So yeah, well, make sure you guys put that updates into the chat. We'll see. George, what are we rolling out here? Super rare, George.
Yeah, the super rare, like let's not get carried away here. So if I see a super rare player now, there's a few that I want to grab, but only at like the right price because super rares are obviously a lot more harder to move. I want to make sure that I have them at the right time. This lineup by no means is going to win. I literally have 5 cards and they fit in that cap. So I was like, I'll throw them in there and we'll see how it goes. But outside of that, so I'll be chipping away at super rare as we go. But outside of that, rare champ, I'm focusing more on contender this week. So I did space out on the fact that I think Anthony Edwards is actually the best play this week. At 33 is ridiculously low for Anthony Edwards. Like he's a 40 player. So I think he's really, really strong in that one. The DiVincenzo one, I'm buying into the hype of it. I've got a Brogdon. Sammy Howes has got 3 games. Probably going to see a JB sit game, maybe a Drew Holiday sit game, and then Javon Carter as well, just to round it up for it. The champ one is where I'm stuck. I don't know if I want to keep QG and Devin Vassell or if I want to move and pivot to the Santi Aldama and maybe someone else around that range. That's where I'll probably change it. But if not, he'll come out. I need to change my contender because Conchar's definitely ruled out, right? He's not even
he's ruled out.
Questionable.
Conchar's
he's cooked. He's cooked. So yeah, we're going to move away from that one. I'll have to tweak my contender, but yeah, that's where I'm sitting at for it. I'm seeing a lot of people saying definitely not a whale. And yes, that
George
is
a whale now. He went to Paris. He's a whale.
That is Gnome's Tyus Jones. So we struck up a little deal.
I love it.
So yeah, we'll move from there. But yeah.
And then I'm gonna share mine real quick because I feel like I need to change. I might need to change my philosophy here for my rare contender. But so my limited contender, we're rolling out our boy B-Ball Paul, Scottie Pippen Jr., Santi Aldama, Sex God, and Wendell Carter Jr. The Jazz have 3 games, so I am leaning on some Jazz. For my limited champ, we're rolling out SGA, Şengün, Derek White, Dante, and Josh Hart. Which I kind of like that, although I've been disappointing in my limited champs. My underdogs, whatever. I just threw some cards together. So this is what I was doing with my rare contender because I focused on rare champ this week. I had DeAndre Ayton, Quentin Grimes, Devin Vassell, Jalen Green, Scottie Pippen Jr., which I kind of like. I think that's fine because I went and got myself an Anthony Davis again. So we went AD.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we're back.
With Team AD. Okay, right.
Team AD. So I have AD, Scotty Barnes, Ant Edwards, Dante, and Josh Hart. Now,
I mean, that looks like the meta is what that looks like. I'll say
it looks like what?
The meta, the most available tactic available. There we go. Effective, that's what I should say.
So yeah. I could do that, or I could roll out in my rare contender Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, Hart, Aldama, and Scottie Pippen Jr. So I don't really know what to do with it.
That is solely based on how you feel Scottie Pippen Jr. is going to do. That's where that because he either makes that lineup and you're getting a tier 2, tier 1, or that kills you and you don't get anything. That's where that will live.
Yeah. So I'm sure I'm going to go back and forth on this a million times before we actually get into it. All right. Enough of that. Here you go. Like the stream, subscribe, hashtag updates, get it into the chat now. We're going to dive into some of these questions here. Let's see what you got for us. Imagine the so rare coins joins with so many lineups. I know he could have so many coins.
There was nothing in the update about that, was there? There was no mention of Club Shop,
nothing.
right?
Nothing about coins.
Okay, right.
All right, here we go. Derek White or Anthony Simons, both right around the same. I believe Simons, though, I think, how many games do they have? Simons, they play, they got 2 games. Cap of 29 projects for 35, and we got Derek White here, projects for 30, almost the same exact projection. Where do you lean between those two?
I'd go Derek White this week, just primarily because of the games.
Yeah, that's where I would go too. Taylor's saying Jokic, Hallie, or Embiid. Listen, I'm not playing Embiid this game week only because I just, even if they're just being cautious, I just don't know when they're going to play again. And I know Hallie's back, and I'm really excited about Hallie. I think you just play Jokic here.
Yeah.
Kalen says opinion on Embiid, Harden, Ingram, Richards, and Brogdon for a limited champ. I mean, it's the same thing. Like if you have another MVP option that's like got the same ceiling as Embiid. No one's got the same ceiling as Embiid, but somewhere in that range, I'd probably switch it because I just don't trust him. But that is a fire lineup. Oh, the trash European wants to know about the trash. How do you feel about Jericho Sims?
I couldn't be more mid about Jericho Sims if I could try. Is he even it's the same thing though? Is he even going to get minutes even though there's everyone out? Like he's just going to play everyone 40 minutes. Like that's just what's going to happen. I don't think he can do it. Jalen Smith projection with Turner questionable. Jalen Smith's been playing some pretty good basketball. He's got a cap of 21, projects for 15. If Miles Turner misses, you bump him up to 20 or something. But with Siakam, take some of those minutes too, right? Yeah, Siakam's come in and kind of put his stamp on the team as well. That's what we've noticed. Like, and this always kind of does happen whenever there's like a big star that moves to another team. They kind of come in and all the players on that team go, "Yeah, go on, do your thing for the first few weeks." And then when they get smashed one game, they then sit down and like, "Okay, we need to get back to playing seriously." So,
back to business. Reese is asking about Theo Maledon. I'll be honest, I don't know what team that man's on right now. He's on Phoenix. No, he's not a play. He's not a play. RDPR, what's up? Cam Thomas or Malcolm Brogdon? So Malcolm Brogdon projects better, but he's questionable. So where would you lean between these two?
Brogdon will probably play one. Cam Thomas will probably play both, and he's a microwave scorer. So I've got Brogdon, so I'm playing him. But if I had the choice, I actually might lean at Cam Thomas and the gamble for it. So
yeah. Look at this. Ready? Team Nora. Hello. Thoughts on Nora with the Kappa 6? Nora? A lot of Jordan Nora questions, baby. Hot and
where's
heavy.
this come from?
Well, you know what happened? He went freaking ham the other day for the Raptors, who he's not projecting in here. And that happened because RJ Barrett, like they were missing so many dudes, but they also actually that was a close game. That wasn't a blowout. So I can't say that. Let me double check one more thing. I'm a little bit more skeptical of it. However, with Emmanuel Quickly and RJ already being ruled out, you can roll the dice. But I just want you to know, multiple projection sites are projecting him for 0 points this game week. They only have one game. So I think it's a little risky, but if you want to, I'd fire it in your underdog lineups. That's what I would say. I'd rather play Scottie Pippen Jr. than Jordan Nwora. All right, this one's for you. Drew Holiday, Sohan, or Jabari Smith, who is playing tonight after missing both games this game week, which sucked.
Well, Drew Holiday's on the ban list for me for a time being, so I'm going to go for Jeremy Sohan.
There we go. Yeah, so I mean, Sohan really, once they stop making him point guard, he's been awesome. Keldon Johnson also has been playing really well off the bench. He's got a cap of 22, projects for 25, but I think with Keldon, he's got a little bit of a ceiling. I love the game tonight against the Wizards, so let's do it. Hal, you're saying pick. Go ahead.
I've noticed there's been no questions about Jordan Poole, so I just don't understand this chat. Sometimes it's just crazy.
He sucks so bad. I watched too much Wizards this past week because I enjoy watching the Pistons right now, and he even looks like he's a bad player compared to them.
I have money on him having 25 points tonight, so that just says everything about it.
That's terrible. All right, pick an MVP. You get Tatum, AD, or SGA. I think the projections are going to say AD, SGA, Tatum in that order. What are you doing with that?
I would go AD, Tatum, SGA this way. I said it as well today. We have had all of these massive scoring nights and scoring games recently, and I feel like we haven't had one from Jason Tatum in a very long time. So I feel like something's cooking. I feel like it's cooking for it. So yeah,
he's due. Roy's saying here's a tough one: LeBron and Drew Eubanks, or PJ and Brandon Miller in a champion with Luka and AD. Woo! All right, so LeBron and Eubanks, who LeBron has a questionable tag, Eubanks doesn't, but Nurk has a questionable tag versus PJ and Miller.
I would go LeBron and Eubanks is where I'd go. I'm really not on. I know obviously there's less guys out and there's more guys out, I should say, in Charlotte, but I'm really not on Brandon Miller. I think he had a really good stint of those like 40 points so rare games, but I didn't like what I saw in the others, so I would go LeBron and Eubanks.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, the Memphis Grizzlies are planning to sign Matt Hurt to a 10-day contract. Good Lord. Memphis has nobody. Yeah, Zach Collins ruled out today. Let's see if I missed anything else. Dorian Finney-Smith missed a couple games. I think I'd lean LeBron Eubanks only because of LeBron's upside. I still do like Brandon Miller, but I hear you. All right, for his champion lineup, Allen is saying, hey, I got Derek White and Jamal Murray or Brunson and PJ. I know it's Jamal Murray against the Bucks.
And PJ. No, yeah. Brunson and PJ. Brunson is such a smash play this week.
Yeah, I agree. DJP saying, hi, playing Hallie, Harris, Achua. Who should I play as the last two? Maxey and Reeves, Kawhi and White, Brown and Butler have 72 cap space. I feel like I love Maxey, but we don't know if he's going to play tonight. I feel like I would just go Kawhi and White because although I guess Brown and Butler. It's between those two for me. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I was going to say Kawhi and White, but Brown and Butler could be... The Derek White one just puts me off because he's burned me so many times this year. It's probably Kawhi and White, but yeah, it's a flip of a coin between those two.
Yeah. All right. So we forgot Randall was out. Vooch and Van Fleet, or Vooch, Van Fleet, or Paul George with the Brunson captain. Man, the Clippers are hard to peg right now. Like you mentioned earlier, but Vooch hasn't really shown us a big ceiling lately either. He's going to cap
No.
at 40, projects for 41. Do you have a lean on this?
Yeah, it wouldn't be Vucevic, especially since the whole like Drummond thing where he came in and was like, actually good for like 5 games. Drummond's actually been keeping up some decent minutes, I'd say, as well. That's been eating away at Vucevic's time. So I'd probably lean Paul George, but he's had a groin questionable, so they'll take that. If he's like got a slight doubt, he'll come out of the game. So
yeah. All right, we got 3DK 55. We got Donovan Mitchell with 3 games, or Booker with 2. Booker has been on an absolute heater, but I think you got to go Mitchell with 3, right?
No, I'd go Booker with 2. I said for like someone pointed out to me, there was like, since you called Booker a 40-point merchant, he's gone on and just flamed the league. And I look back and literally, it's been like 50, 60, 70, 70, 70, 80, 95. So yeah, I would still be taking Booker at this point. KD's getting like 10 shots a game at the minute. It's nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Booker really is on an absolute heater right now. It's out of control. For the record, I'm taking Spida, but I get it. It's close. Kelly Oubre. So this is basically the same thing. So we said Brogdon over Cam Thomas, but would you take Kelly Oubre over either of those two?
So is Maxey questionable still? Is he? I know that Tobias Harris said he's going to play. Kelly Oubre's got 3 games, which is the thing that's very enticing about this. So if there's going to be guys out, I think Kelly Oubre will be the least picked person. So if you want some variance,
that's true.
I'd land.
That's true. Chris, I'm going to take this one, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to take the dickhead Miles Bridges because he's going to have to do the entire offense, and I know the Celtics have 3 games, so this is probably a little bit riskier, but I don't know. Does that feel dumb to you?
No, I just could never pick Miles Bridges. Mike Kissel's all it is.
Yeah, you're a better person than I am. David saying pick 2 between Lively, Strus, Roddy Reed, and Hart. This is Roddy and Hart, and we just go on to the next question, right?
Yeah.
Roddy and Hart. What about? We already talked Noir. Maybe we're just behind here. Ibrahim saying Josh Hart and Harrison Barnes, or Sam Hauser and Simons. Hauser is kind of interesting with everybody out. Not everybody, but he's got a cap of 14, projects for 19. I don't. And Barnes was had like 2 or 3 games in a row where he was on a heater. I don't know. Where are you here?
I think Josh Hart is the best pick there, so I'd probably lean on Josh Hart and Harrison Barnes for that reason alone.
I think so too. Let me just pull up Gary Trent, and then you can decide. He's got a cap of 17, projects for 19. Let me double check actually to see something else. I want to make sure Gary. Yeah. They even with everybody out, they don't have a solid projection. So I don't think it's worth it. Al Horford, I think you can find somebody else. Michael Porter Jr. and Precious, or Aldama and Jalen Smith. I like Aldama a lot, but I feel like it has to be MPJ and Precious because I just don't know what Jalen Smith's going to do.
Yeah, MPJ and Precious. Precious is also like projecting somewhat well, so.
Yeah, he is. Lively has a cap of 22, the projection of 26. He's been playing pretty well lately. Borland's running out Fox, Ant-Man, Nick Richard, Tate, Noira. Yeah. I mean, listen, Noira is a real dart throw, so I don't know what you're going to get with him. But yeah, I'm fine with it. I will trust Embiid on last time this game week, or one last time. I got you. Good luck. Let's see. What do you think about the update? Oh yeah, we talked about it at the top of the show, RDPR. So just go after we're done with this. Go back to the beginning. We talked about it for like the first 10 minutes. We like it though. There we go. The Cliff Notes. Oh, we like it. Batum or Dennis Schroeder? Dennis, who again they don't have a lot of guys, but he still doesn't project really well here. So I don't know. Do you have a lean on this?
On the basis that Tobias Harris right now in my head doesn't play all 3, Batum.
Yeah, Batum does project a little bit better. So there you go. All right. Giannis, Jokic, or Embiid. The rest of the lineup is Brunson, Fox, Achua, Derek White. Good Lord, Fierro. We love this one. So basically it's Giannis or Jokic for me. I'm ruling out Embiid. I'm not trusting it.
Yeah. I'm picking Giannis there. I'm picking Giannis out of those 2.
Me too. Okoro or Cole Anthony. I believe Cole Anthony still projects really well, especially because no, not really well. Cap of 17 projects for 20, and then Okoro, the cap of 17 projects for 18. I think I just can't pick Okoro ever.
No, I'm Cole Anthony. Markel Fultz will play the next game. He'll play against the Spurs, but I'd go Cole Anthony.
Julie's saying best pick of a cap of 23 or under. It's going to be one of those Knicks. So it's either Where Josh Hart really pops. PJ Washington's fine. Santi Aldama, Quentin Grimes. Like there you go. Markel. Well, don't play Markel Fultz. That's that range right there. And then Amun's saying the same thing for under 33, not named Ann Edwards. I think it's going to be Simons, Derek White, Tyler Hero, Dante DiVincenzo, Devin Vassell, those types of plays. Let's see what else we got. I'm trying to catch up here. All right, Kristen's got a big one for you. Zion, Joval Poole. That's for you, George. Or Jabari Smith, Sohan, Caruso, or what the fuck is this question? Zion, Joval Poole, Jabari Smith, Sohan, Caruso. Is it pick one?
Got a big one for you. Zion, J-Val, Paul, Jabari Smith Jr., Sohan, Caruso, or I think he's added in another name by accident here. Because there's 6 people and then an or. So Christopher, come back to us.
Come back, Chris. Come back
in a reformatted shape, and we'll get back to you.
Grant or Plumlee. I'm gonna block my nose up and just say Grant. I'm gonna say Grant. It feels bad. Plumlee has disappointed me ever since I plugged him. George, I have to. George, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to plug stuff because I got to jump off for like 2 minutes. So just tell us what you got going on in Swingman, okay?
Okay. There we go. And just like that, I'm now in control of the entire Team Hold YouTube channel. Yes, that is true. What have I got going on over on the Swingman podcast? We recently spoke about some key trades that need to be happening within the NBA. So you can go and watch that podcast that we've got out there right now. And then obviously all the Sorare stuff that I do. I'm going to have a video out on me going into Super Rare. And there's also going to be some stuff happening because I'm going over to New York to watch some games. So there'll be a lovely little video that comes around from that as well. But yeah, I mean, chat, talk to me. What else do you want to know about? Because we've got some projection sheets up here. I just don't have access to them. But if you want to fire in questions, we're going to get... Oh, and Mike's just back. Yeah,
there we go.
Really
there we go.
You, Mike.
It's fast.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I'm going to keep moving here. Let's see. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. If you already... I'm going to go down here to... I'm going to try to catch up. So Josh Hart or Paul Reed? We love B-Ball Paul, but it's Josh Hart, right?
It's probably Josh Hart, yes.
I know Paul Reed did have like a 30 bomb.
It's just like an unsustainable game, though. If you look at that and like, yep, he's doing it again. No, he's not. That's not what's happening.
No.
So.
It's Quentin Grimes, Danny's Quentin Grimes. Thoughts on this champ lineup? You got AD, LeBron, Brunson, Reed. Yeah, man, that's great, Dominic. No one's ever saying, like, what are your thoughts on this lineup? And then they send me a bad lineup. It's always like, yeah, it's a really good lineup.
Yeah, it's just, it happens every time. It's there for the flex. We understand why you do it, but we're going to sit there and we'll say, yeah, it's good.
No, Tobias, I wouldn't say he could put up an easy 55, but he's still questionable for tonight. I know he's trying to play, but you're right.
I do love it when I see that come up on Underdog. He's like, I'll try to play tonight. I'm like, dude, just play or not. Like, don't. Yeah. Like, what's that? What does that mean?
I would like to think that he's always trying to play.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got Keontae play with 3 games. Keontae's minutes have been squeezed a little bit because Sexton and Clarkson are playing so good. I think kind of can't really do it, right?
No.
Luke Cornett. All right, here we go. Here's your Luke Cornett projection. Sneeps. He's got a cap of 15, projects for 17. He's in the green there, Sneeps. In the green. Oh, it was meant to be pick 1 with the long one, fellas. My bad. So pick 1 of J-Val, Zion, Poole, Jabari, Sohan, Caruso, Clarkson.
Easy. Jordan Poole's going for 25 tonight. So that's money. That's money right there.
The answer is Zion. Is Nembhard still playable with Hallie back? No.
I think he'll be at like 17. So he's probably still playable in some form. And he has been playing well with Hallie out, and he's now like had a consistent run of games where he hasn't had a random back injury. So so I'd still run that.
I think I'd still play Nickeil Alexander-Walker over him though in this range. Maybe that's
not weak. It's a not weak. Yeah.
We had David saying DiVincenzo and Plumlee or Hart and Roddy. It's Hart and Roddy, right?
You're not back in the Plum Dog Millionaire. Damn.
No,
times have changed. No, it's Hart and Roddy. It's Hart and Roddy.
He's getting outplayed by Tice right now. Tom says pick 2 player. I can't. I can't, Tom. That's too much work.
And Anthony Edwards and someone with a cap of like
Dante.
26, if I've done the maths right. Yeah,
if you do
27. Yeah, there you go. No, that's too. No, that's
too much.
That's bang on.
That's 63.
No, he's 27
That's
and Anthony
60.
Edwards is.
Yeah, that's 60.
Yeah, there we go.
Baby.
We smashed that out of the park. There you go.
Crush it. Struce, McDaniels, or Harry Barnes. I think Struce projects the best.
Struce.
Struce is loose. No, I know, Dominic. I was just messing with you. That was a great lineup. Is Metu an option? I mean, if Nurk, no, I don't think so. Let's see what else we got. Almost caught up. Tatum and Achua, or Harden and Struce, or this is Tatum. That one, right? Tatum and Achua.
Oh, I kind of like Harden and Struce. That's because I'm kind of big on Harden this week. But yeah, Tatum and Achua is good as well.
Yeah, I think I'd lean Tatum. Tyler's asking Nurk, Joval, or Burks. I can't believe Burks is caps that high that he's in this conversation now. It's not Burks, I don't think.
It's not Burks, no.
And I would probably play Joval to be safe. Nurk if you're feeling spicy.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me just see if we got any more injury news here too. Mike Conley has been ruled out, so yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nurk is a game time decision, so we still don't know. Luka, Tatum, Edwards, Derek White, Precious Achua. Yeah, Julian, it's a really good lineup. How's my underdog looking? Jokic, Giannis, AD, Luka.
Damn, they really bumped the cap. I haven't read the update, but Jesus, wow.
Big Al is out. Big Al is in. Porzingis is out. Jump Shoot keeps asking questions like this is a Jump Shoot. It's live before lock. And I think you've asked, does East or West win the All-Star game? You had another question in there too. What are we doing in the Jump Shoot? I swear, are you doing drugs?
I'd go West. Yeah, I'd go West.
I have no thoughts. All right, what else? AD or Brunson? Now, this is a real test for how much we like Brunson.
No, AD. Yeah, it's AD. AD can easily hit a 70 or an 80-point Sorare score. So
yeah. I know you. We were big on Draymond. Are we leaning with Draymond with one game?
Yes, I think he'll do really well against Philly. So yeah.
Christian Wood is a cap of 21. I understand your sneak play here, Alberto. I don't hate that idea, but I wish his cap was like 15, and then I'd roll it out and then hope AD gets ruled out for a game. But that cap of 21.
Do you think AD is playing all three? By the way, do you think he does?
No. I think
every week. We've said it every week, and he plays every game this year.
But I do think when they've had three in like a 4-day stretch that they have sat. And so I think because they don't play tomorrow, right? Or they do play tomorrow too. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, they play tomorrow. Oh God. You know what though? They play Atlanta tomorrow, and Atlanta just hates defense. So that could be a fun one. Batum or Reed for Chan. I like Reed more than Batum. What about you? But you kind of like Batum, right?
No, in this case, I'd go Paul Reed. Reed. I don't love Batum that much.
Yeah, I go Paul Reed. Give me Jabari Smith. I already know how you feel about Drew Holiday. Vanderbilt, Barnes still playable this game week. Yeah, I think they're fine. I'm not excited about them, but Vanderbilt actually not so much. I think I'd roll out Harrison Barnes before Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I feel like Vanderbilt's last few games are not sustainable, is what I would say. So yeah,
I agree. Whitmore. I just want to say Whitmore's got a cap of 21, projects for 22, but a lot of that came with Jabari Smith being out. So he had a little bit of an increased workload. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Is Nick Richard or Neesmith a better play? Neesmith's been balling, but again,
yeah.
Actually, I don't know, man. No, it would be Nick Richard, but I like Neesmith. I do like Neesmith. Dinwiddie, Paul George, Cam Whitmore, or Mathurin? I mean, it's Paul George, right?
I can't believe some of these are in the same cap as Paul George. So yeah, it's probably Paul George, and then I'd go Dinwiddie.
Yeah. All right, AD and Grant Williams or Brunson and Grimes? Ooh.
Brunson and Grimes as well. Oh, that's actually really close. That's splitting hairs. Either one's good. Yeah.
I think I'd go Brunson and Grimes.
Brunson and Grimes would be more fun. So
yeah. This is the thing, guys. So I'm assuming this is Jackson Hayes, right? I'm assuming we're talking about Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, I have Jackson Hayes in too many lineups this week.
Do you?
He's got a cap of 4. Yeah, I have just because I've got him in 2 underdogs and then the super rare contender because I have him. and he's not getting minutes. I don't think, unless you just wait on a trade is I think the only time where he's going to get reassessed. He's just not working out at the Lakers. They don't really like him, so that's where I sit.
I can't believe this. Jimmy Butler or Tim Hardaway Jr. That's crazy how bad Butler's been playing this year.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tim Hardaway Jr., but it's Jimmy Butler. And you know this as well. He knows it's Jimmy Butler. He's put this in here. I 100% know that.
No, I think it's Butler. AD has missed 2 games and is top 10 in the league for minutes played this season. I know AD's been awesome this year.
It's crazy.
He's been awesome. I do think he probably misses one of these 2. Although I don't know, man, they can't afford to just punt games. Like they got to keep winning. So, so we talked about Bilal a little bit at the top, Chris. I like Bilal Coulibaly, but I just wish they'd play him a little bit more. But he's been great lately, and what I love about him is like he's not a high turnover guy, but he is a high like stocks guy, and so he doesn't have to do much to get you there, which I do like. Yeah, I like Bilal. Laurie, Kawhi, and LeBron, and then go 2 players for 30 cap or removing. Okay, well, Alan, I got good news for you. Wait, 2 players for average 30 cap, or do you think that means total 30 cap total?
I think that's 15 left. That can't, because if he's running Laurie, Kawhi, and LeBron, he's not going to have another 230 spaces. So
it's Grimes, or you go Scottie Pippen. I'm back on the Scottie Pippen thing. I'm ready to go. Scottie.
Yeah, go Santi Aldama and a Scottie Pippen Jr. There you go.
Yes, let's go. So ready. Just one more trip down Scottie Pippen lane here. So they played yesterday 116 to 110, right? Jaren Jackson Jr. played 32 minutes. Conchar played 30 minutes. He's not playing. Vince Williams Jr. played 36 minutes. He might not play. Zaire Williams played 14 minutes. He's not playing. Scottie Pippen Jr. already played 17 minutes in that game. And now we're removing probably like 40 other minutes. I'm ready. I'm ready for the Scottie Pippen. Mookie Betts, Butler or Ingram?
Butler.
Yeah, I think I'm going Butler too. OG or Devin Vassell? I think I would take Devin Vassell and then be wrong. We haven't really OG's cap at 32, projects for 35, so that's definitely the better project. Oh no, Devin projects for 37. Yeah, what would you do here?
I would just pick Devin Vassell.
Yeah, I would pick Devin Vassell. I wouldn't feel good about it. More disappointing buying Poku's NBA Top Shot debut or getting his limited as reward. I mean, it's both pretty. That is both pretty bad. Both unusable. Pokachevsky. Naz Reid, Westbrook, or Dougie McBuckets. All right, come on. I think not Naz Reid or Westbrook. I love Naz Reid. I'm always just going to pick Naz Reid.
Yeah, I like Naz Reid, especially with a threat. No, he's got 2, but yeah, Naz Reid.
I think we're just about done here, guys. So let's final call here. Like the stream, subscribe, #updates. I think I'm going to have to redo. We're up 5 subs away from 700, baby. So go in and sub if you haven't done that. I'm going to share Swingman Pod into the chat. You guys are up 820 now. Let's keep the train moving. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't subscribed to Swingman Pod, go ahead and do that.
And you can now tip on the Swingman Pod as well. We hit the first milestone of monetization. So yeah, you can now send all of your $1 that you don't need over to me. So thank you very much.
I will be able to do that as of tomorrow. We're at like 2,975 watch hours.
Yeah. So there we go. So yeah, come over, hit sub, and just do it, please, because it was my birthday. So I mean, if you don't do it, you're just being rude. You're just being rude at this point. If you're watching it,
just rude. Yeah. All right, if you win this thing, I adjusted my Twitter DMs. I didn't know I was capable of doing that. I thought like you couldn't mess around with it. You can now DM me, so anybody can DM me at Mike Zakarian. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM. Danny, we talked so much about Brunson. I don't know what to tell you, man. I think I would still take Brunson over Tatum, which is wild. And Jacob Gilliard, I don't trust. There you go.
Does he even have a Sorare card? I don't think he does.
I thought he did. No,
does he? I haven't seen a Jacob. If he's got a Sorare card, he does. Oh yeah, he just got minted this year. That's why, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he even in that game. I took down the box score, but he barely played because I was ready to go get him today. Although we'll see. Yeah, it is GG Jackson, but you can't find him anywhere on So Rare. I'm ready to play Gigi Jackson, baby. Exactly, Jamie. All right, let's do it. Let's spin it up. If you win this thing, shoot me a message. Appreciate everyone being here today. We do go check out all of our channels. We do a live show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Team Hold. We got Levi Thomas Evans. Levi's already pumped. Look at that avatar. He's already psyched. We will be back here on Wednesday for an episode of Value Hunting. George and I will be here for some So Rare Sharps. No Shot Tank this week, and then we'll be back here again on Friday for another one. Holy shit, is that real? OG's out? Wow.
Oh, damn. That does actually change quite a bit. That is Josh Hart season to the moon right there.
You literally can play. You can play all the Knicks. They're all good now. Like that makes Quentin Grimes so much safer. That makes Josh Hart that much better. And Dante
QG's going in my champ now for sure.
Yeah,
he might have been already. I can't remember, but yeah.
Wow, crazy stuff. Yeah, there we go, Levi. Congrats, man. Congrats. All right, gang, we're going to get on out of here. Go check out Swingman Pod. Appreciate everyone being here today. For George, the old George. Hey, George, next time you won't be here on Friday, will you? Because you'll actually be here.
Yes, I will actually be in New York. Hell yeah. You're going to have to work on my New York City, though. I was not going to attempt that accent. So we're going to go get a dollar slice and all of the things that you do in New York that are like a standard guy from England.
Hey, we're walking here. You do stuff like that.
Yeah, so I have someone steal my taxi or my cab. That's pretty much what I'm expecting. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
Hell yeah. Well, looking forward to it. All right, we'll still be back here for Live Before Lock on Friday. For George, for myself, thanks for tuning in. Congrats to Levi. We're out.